Here's something doctors know that most men never talk about. Stress from work, money, and family doesn't just disappear at night. It follows you into the bedroom. It can be lying next to the woman you have loved for years, and suddenly your mind will not let your body do what it has always done naturally. For situations like that, doctors look for treatments that help both body and the brain, and that's where Rougiette Ready comes in. Unlike Viagra and Cialis, Rougiette Ready is a next-generation prescription treatment designed to help increase blood flow and prime your brain for arousal. It combines 3 clinically proven ingredients in 1 mint that dissolves under your tongue so it absorbs fast. Most men are ready in about 15 minutes, so you can stay present, confident, and in control when the moment is right. Over 400,000 men have already made the switch to Rougiette. Getting started is simple. Rougiette connects you with a board-certified doctor online, and your treatment ships discreetly to your door. For a limited time only, head to Rougiette.com/dogs to get 15% off your order. That's Rougiette, Rougiette.com/dogs to get 15% off. Make sure to use our link so they know we sent you. Rougiette.com/dogs.
Welcome to the Dogs Podcast with your hosts, Blake Reneker, Justin Charles, and Josh All.
What's up, Browns fans? Welcome back to another episode of the Dogs Podcast. Josh All here on Saturday morning. It's going to be a microcast, just a real quick recap of some big news hitters that actually all took place basically yesterday afternoon and last night into this morning. So let's kind of talk about this stuff real quick. The first thing we need to dive into, the Browns have restructured Deshaun Watson's contract as expected. As Jack Duffin has been reporting over and over, this was going to happen. So how do the numbers break down for this move? So first of all, Deshaun Watson was set to have an $80.7 million cap hit for the 2026 season. That was going to be the largest cap hit for any player in the NFL this season. So naturally, obviously, this move was always going to happen. The Browns were not going to sit on an $80.7 million cap hit this year. So what does this move do for the Browns? First of all, it converts $44.7 million of the $80.7 million into a salary signing bonus, and that clears up $35.76 million of cap space for the Browns this year. So as it stands currently, the updated cap hits for the next 2 seasons here in 2026, it's $44.9 million. And next year in 2027, it's $86.2 million. Like, holy crap, we're going to do this again next year? No, listen to this. Cleveland has already updated their contract for Deshaun Watson and set it up for a post-June 1st designation next March when the new league year begins. So 1 year from now, Deshaun Watson will be gone. The Browns have already set this up. Everything is put into motion. And what that post-June 1st designation cut next March will do for the Browns, it will take that $86.2 million cap hit in 2027, which is a void year, and it will split it, that dead cap, which you have to account for, it will split the dead cap over 2 more seasons. So then in 2027, the dead cap is down to 34.6, and in 2028, it's $51.6 million. So I know that $51.6 million at the end of this contract in 2028 still sounds ominous and like, oh man, that is a huge, huge number. You got to remember, and Matt Fontana posted this on X, and I thought he worded this very well. I don't have his tweet up right now, or else I would quote it. But basically what he was saying is if you look at the $51.6 million cap hit in 2028, and you put that into the 2020 salary cap for a team, it would have been 25% of the team's total salary cap. 1/4 of the entire cap would go to that one contract. Flash forward to what 2028 is projected to be, and he said if the cap is at $330 million, and that is super conservative with the way things have been going and the amount the cap has gone up every year, even if it's only $330 million of cap space in 2028, that $51.6 million dead cap will be 15% of the total cap, which means when the salary cap is even higher than $330, Deshaun Watson's dead cap hit in 2028 will be less than 15% of the team's salary cap. And Matt said it perfectly. He said the math on this contract, the way it was structured and the plan Andrew Berry had to handle the contract, that always checked out. The math always worked. Unfortunately, Deshaun Watson's play on the field never did. So that's the big deal here. And real quick, I guess while we're talking restructuring stuff, got to mention the Browns this morning, it came out, they converted for Denzel Ward. They converted $2.5 million of his roster bonus, which was due, I believe, next Friday. And they converted that roster bonus into a into a signing bonus, which clears up $2 million additional in cap space. Jack Duffin posting that Denzel Ward, the full restructure of the base salary, the portion of his base salary that can be restructured and converted into a signing bonus, that will still happen. They just haven't done it yet. That's going to happen here down the road this offseason, but that will clear up even more cap space for the Browns. So we are cap compliant. We've got room heading into the weekend, heading into Monday when the legal tampering officially begins, which I guess it already kind of has. Like, these guys are making deals already and stuff. It's crazy, but free agency kicks off Monday. The Browns are ready, ready to go. And we've been telling you guys for months, like, quit worrying about the salary cap for the Browns. It'll be fine. Follow Jack Duffin on X. I have no other reason of pushing somebody else for you guys to follow other than the dude knows his stuff. He is the salary cap guru. So if you want to be informed and you want to be right about your takes on the Browns salary cap, go follow Jack, because that's what we do. He hasn't been wrong yet, and we've been doing this with him for years. So go check him out over there on X. And then to kind of put a final spin here on this restructuring situation, conversation, whatever you want us to call it. We got to do this every year when these kind of things come up, because there are people, and I'm not talking down to anybody, trust me. This salary cap stuff for the NFL teams, super confusing. Just very difficult to understand and process how it all works. But the big thing to remember, we get these misconceptions in our social media comments all the time, so I just want to address it. Restructuring a player's contract does not mean that player is taking a pay cut. Deshaun Watson did not take a pay cut for this season. It does not mean that a player is getting more money. It does not mean that a player is getting a new contract or an extension of their contract. None of that is what restructuring means. Restructuring a contract, that's all it is. You ready? It's simply converting a portion of a player's roster bonus or their base salary into a signing bonus. And what that does is the money is paid out to the player right now. So say it's $10 million. You can take $10 million of player A's base salary and you can convert it into a signing bonus. Well, that signing bonus gets guaranteed immediately as soon as you do that, and it's paid to the player now. That $10 million then comes off of the salary cap. Okay? Otherwise, if you didn't do that, the player still gets that $10 million, but it gets paid out over the course of the season as part of the cap. But when you take it out of the base salary, turn it into a signing bonus, give it to them now, because base salary is what goes against the salary cap. So if that's off of there, you convert it over to a signing bonus, it's not on the cap anymore. At least that's a very simplified way of looking at it. Obviously, it's more complex than that. But overall, that's the main concept. So it's basically just an accounting tactic that NFL GMs and front offices use to manipulate and manage the salary cap with these players. So that's all it is. The player still gets the same amount of money. They just get it now instead of later. But it comes off of the salary cap so that the team has more space and more flexibility to sign players and do other things. That's what restructuring is. I hope I explained that okay. If not, let me know. But that's the main gist of that whole method of handling contracts. But really, the big takeaway from this whole thing, 1 year from right now, March 2027, I believe it's March 17th, I think is what Jack said, 2027, is the day the announcement will come out that Deshaun Watson has been designated as a post-June 1 cut. Of course, like I mentioned, like I detailed, his contract, his dead cap hits will still be here through 2028. But as I know most of you are itching to have be the case, he will not be part of the team 1 year from right now. This episode is partnered with Kalshi. Browns fans, are you ready to put your money where your predictions are? With Kalshi, America's #1 regulated prediction market, you can legally trade on events that actually matter to you. And the best part is you don't need to predict specific stat lines and compile a 7-leg parlay just to win big. With Kalshi, the objective is either yes or no. Will Shedeur Sanders be the Browns' Week 1 starting quarterback? Will Fernando Mendoza be the first overall pick in the draft? Will the Browns make their pick at 6, or will they trade out of that spot? And in other sports, will the Cavs win the NBA Finals? You can put your money on these predictions and more with Kalshi. If you want to try it out, Kalshi is giving $10 to anyone who signs up at kalshi.com/dogs and trades $100. Get away from disadvantageous sports books and dive into real-world outcomes with real-time odds and real payouts. Head over to Kalshi, KALSHI.com/dogs, DAWGS, or just click the link in the description to get $10 when you trade $100 with Kalshi. Because why shouldn't you get paid for being right? Here's something doctors know that most men never talk about. Stress from work, money, and family doesn't just disappear at night. It follows you into the bedroom. It can be lying next to the woman you have loved for years, and suddenly your mind will not let your body do what it has always done naturally. For situations like that, doctors look for treatments that help both body and the brain, and that's where Rougiette Ready comes in. Unlike Viagra and Cialis, Rougiette Ready is a next-generation prescription treatment designed to help increase blood flow and prime your brain for arousal. It combines 3 clinically proven ingredients in 1 mint that dissolves under your tongue so it absorbs fast. Most men are ready in about 15 minutes, so you can stay present, confident, and in control when the moment is right. Over 400,000 men have already made the switch to Rougiette. Getting started is simple. Rougiette connects you with a board-certified doctor online, and your treatment ships discreetly to your door. For a limited time only, head to Rougiette.com/dogs to get 15% off your order. That's Rougiette, RUGIET.com/dogs to get 15% off. Make sure to use our link so they know we sent you. Rougiette.com/dogs.
You know that goal you set at the start of the year? You can still do it. Whether you're committed to a thru hike with friends, lifting heavier, or simply walking more. It's not too late to stick with it and make your future self proud, especially with the all-in-one nutrition shake from Kachava. Because quality nutrition shouldn't be complicated. Just 2 scoops of Kachava's all-in-one nutrition shake, and you've got 25 grams of protein, 6 grams of fiber, greens, adaptogens, and so much more. Plus, it actually tastes delicious. No fillers, no nonsense. Just the good stuff your body craves. So instead of adding to your backstock of supplements that overpromise and underdeliver, simplify your progress with just 2 scoops of the highest quality ingredients. Stick with your wellness goals. Go to Kachava.com and use code NEWS for 15% off. That's Kachava.com and use code NEWS. KACHAVA.com, code NEWS.
All right, piece of news number 2, the Browns have placed a second-round restricted tender on Ronnie Hickman. That second-round tender is worth $5.8 million in 2026. So what this means, the restricted free agent tender, again, this is for players that have 3 accrued seasons with a team and an expiring contract heading into their 4th season. This is what happens with UDFAs. UDFAs get signed for 3-year deals. So if they play out that whole 3-year contract, they become a restricted free agent where the team that signed them originally has the first right of refusal. So the tender means that another team can come in here and they can negotiate with Ronnie Hickman on a contract to sign him, but the Browns get first right of refusal and can match any offer sheet submitted to Ronnie Hickman to keep him in Cleveland. So what this really does, though, I mean, if you think about it, well, actually, let me continue here real quick. If the Browns decide not to match that offer sheet from a team that gives him a contract, and Hickman goes and signs with that other team, that team has to send the Browns a second-round pick. This tender essentially means that nobody's coming to negotiate a contract with Ronnie Hickman. It's very unlikely that a team is going to go through all the trouble to negotiate with his agent and work through a contract just to have the Browns come in and say, now we're going to match that and see you later. And then if they don't, that team has to be willing to not only pay Ronnie Hickman, but also give up a second-round pick to get him. So it makes it very, very unlikely that Ronnie Hickman will even be talking to other teams, and very likely that he's coming back to Cleveland for 2026. And when he does, that's when the team will start working with him on a long-term extension. I saw somebody posting, Spotrac had him at a 3-year, $30 million deal, I think. So somewhere around $10 million a year is what the extension is projected to be once he does come back to the team. So again, he was signed as a UDFA in 2023 last year, first season as a full-time starter at safety. And man, what a season it was. Honestly, I should have gone back and really deep dive some of these players after the season was over. But, we had the whole head coaching search and everything going on. Like, things were pretty crazy for that first month and a half or so after the season was over. But Ronnie Hickman actually had a really, really strong season in 2025. He had 103 tackles. That was third most on the team. And you think about that Browns defense, it was so good, right? I mean, for the most part, a very good defense in the NFL. And this guy was the third leading tackler on that team. He had 1 TFL, 2 picks, and 7 pass breakups. He played free safety for this team at a pretty decent level last year. So again, the second round tender says the Browns really value Ronnie Hickman. They plan to bring him back and bringing him back on that $5.8 million contract. Number one, that's a big upgrade, a big raise for him based on what he was making the last 3 years as a signed UDFA. And it will lock him back into that starting free safety position. So we don't really need to worry so much about, well, who's going to be playing free safety? Do we need to go sign a free agent? We need to sign some depth at the safety position. We may need to draft somebody for depth and maybe future development at the position. But as far as the starters go, obviously you've got Grant Delpit and you're going to have Ronnie Hickman. Like, barring some unforeseen crazy situation where a team is willing to give him a boatload of money and fork over a second round pick for Ronnie Hickman, he's coming back to the Browns in 2026 and probably getting and inking at least a 3-year extension with the team. So that's a good move for the Browns. I mean, hey, the fewer holes we have to fill this offseason, the frickin' better for this team, because there are so many spots that need starters and depth and all this stuff. If we don't have to worry about who's starting at our safety positions, that is a step in the right direction for this team. Okay, real quick in the last bit of news, we had a major trade in the AFC North last night. I guess I woke up this morning, saw the news, and I'm like, I can't believe it. I didn't even know that the Ravens were in on this guy. There was all these other teams and rumors going around where Maxx Crosby was going to get traded to. And the asking price from the Raiders was reportedly very high, multiple first-round picks or first-round pick and high-level player, whatever, all this stuff. So the Ravens were the team that got it done. The Ravens acquired 2-time second-team All-Pro edge rusher Maxx Crosby from the Raiders. And the Raiders in return are getting the Ravens 2026 first-round pick, number 14 overall in this upcoming draft, and the Ravens 2027 first-round pick. So 2 first-round picks traded by Baltimore over to the Raiders. And what's crazy about this, now, I saw this posted on X. I forget who it was, but I know it was an account that is, reputable, but I didn't vet it. So if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. I'm just kind of basing this on what I read, but I thought I trusted the source. Let's just put it that way. They said the Ravens have never traded a first-round pick for a player ever. This is the first time the Ravens have ever traded a first-round pick for a player, and they didn't just trade one, they traded 2 of them. 2 first-round picks for Maxx Crosby. So that brings Maxx Crosby into the AFC North, along with Myles Garrett and TJ Watt. Obviously, the Bengals had Trey Hendrickson, but he's gone. He'll be signing somewhere else as a free agent here in the next week. And now we got to face Maxx Crosby twice a year on the Ravens defense. So there's your AFC North trade news for the day, a big blockbuster trade. And I don't expect this to be the last one. I think Andrew Berry's got another trade up his sleeve. We all know he is looking at wide receivers who could be available. And I think a trade is very likely coming our way soon. So stay tuned for all of that. Again, this is just a microcast. So I just wanted to get on here, give you guys the quick hitter news, and then get out of here, start enjoying my weekend. I hope you guys are enjoying your weekend. Go to jointhedogs.com if you want to be part of the constant conversation 24/7 in our private Discord. You get to play fantasy football with us when those times roll around. There's at least one dynasty fantasy league starting up every year, it seems. So now would be the time if anybody out there is interested in starting up a dynasty league inside of our Dog Pack community. now's the time to do it. Get that stuff rolling, all that. And appreciate you guys tuning in to this quick episode. And I'll see you guys in the next one.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Dogs Podcast. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Twitter at the Dogs Podcast. Get your thoughts on the show at thedogspodcast.com.
This episode is sponsored by ISSA. Browns fans, if you're into health and fitness, have you ever wondered how you could maybe turn those hobbies and your passion into an actual career? If that sounds interesting to you, then ISSA has the opportunity you've been looking for. ISSA is the International Sports Science Association, and they can help you become a certified personal trainer in as little as 3 months. And right now you can get $100 off your certification when you sign up through our link, joinissa.com/dogs, DAWGS. Now, certifications are 100% online, self-study, and self-paced. You can study anywhere from your phone, tablet, or computer. And the final exam is open note, open book, aka piece of cake. Except you fitness nuts probably don't eat a ton of cake, so let's just call it a piece of delicious protein bar. And ISSA has the #1 job guarantee in the industry. If you get certified and sign up to be a certified trainer with ISSA, you have a job guarantee or your money back. ISSA has over 10,000 gym partners that have over 73,000 open jobs for trainers right now. And you don't...
Reggie, I just sold my car online.
Let's go, Grandpa. Wait, you did?
Yep, on Carvana. Just put in the license plate, answered a few questions, got an offer in minutes. Easier than setting up that new digital picture frame.
You don't say.
Yeah, they're even picking it up tomorrow. Talk about fast.
Wow, way to go. So, about that picture frame.
Forget about it. Until Carvana makes one, I'm not interested.
Car selling made easy. On Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.
You know that wellness goal you set at the start of the year? It's not too late to stick with it and make your future self proud, especially with the all-in-one nutrition shake from Kachava. With 25 grams of protein, 6 grams of fiber, greens, adaptogens, and more. No fillers, no nonsense, just the highest quality ingredients. Stick with your wellness goals. Go to kachava.com and use code NEWS for 15% off. That's KACHAVA.com, code NEWS.